It's August, and in my opinion, this is one of the best months to bag yourself some DJ gigs, whether you are venturing out for the first time, looking for your first bar or club gig, or if you are a more experienced DJ looking to pick up an extra 1 or 2 nights here and there. I'm going to be going through why I think August is such a key month of the year to do this, and also as well give you some of my tips in order for you to get those gigs in the bag. Let's get straight into it. So why is August such a good month to try and bag yourself some extra DJ gigs? Well, it's due to one thing, and that is the end of summer. Now, as much as I hate to say that, I love summer, but the reality is summer is coming to an end, which means here in the UK, or anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere anyways, festival season is starting to wind down. A lot of people do venture away from nightclubs and bars in the summer months to do more outdoory things. And those summer holiday resorts, which take a lot of the English crowd away, say like Ibiza, Mallorca, the Greek islands, well, people start to come home and they're also starting to wind down. And September is kind of like the first month where it is almost like back to a sense of normality. However, there is one massive event over September which you really cannot ignore, and that is Freshers. This is where all the new university students start. Clubland is pretty busy. Clubs, bars, like even restaurants, they're all so busy in university towns come September. Now, if a nightclub is open, say like traditionally like Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, or just a Friday, Saturday night, the likeliness is that if it's a university town, they will be putting on more nights during the months of September and maybe even into October. So these are the towns and the venues that you want to be targeting. Obviously, then we go into October. October has Halloween, which a lot of venues are now really capitalizing on, especially here in the UK. Like, it was never a big thing, but Halloween is now almost like a 4 or 5 day event. So there's extra DJ gigs to be had there. And then November's a little bit of a lull. However, as we come out of the end of November and move into December, it is then the festive season. I feel like this part of the year is the best time to get booked. It is the best time to get additional gigs if you are looking for 1 or 2 extra nights. Now, the reason why I'm saying August is the best month to get these gigs is because come September, they're all going to be flat out busy actually running the events. You want to be getting in there early, doing your networking, knocking on as many doors as possible in order to bag yourself these gigs early. So, how do you go about this? First and foremost, I would say get involved with universities, okay? Email student unions. One of my longest residencies was a university nightclub which only was open during term times. It was one of the best residencies I had, and I was DJing to 1,600 people every week. Now, that nightclub is dependent on the university being open. So if you are in a town or you're targeting a town, for example, that has a university in, check out if they have any student venues that you can get involved with. And then when you're reaching out to these types of venues or the clubs, just say like, you're a DJ, this is my style. How do you go about finding DJs for the nights that you're open? Don't go in there all guns blazing going, I'm a DJ, here's a mix, book me. I just don't think it works. I think if you're a bit more inquisitive and you're just trying to find the nuggets of information, then good things will happen. Do expect with some venues not to get a reply. You do have to knock on many doors. Now, aside from the universities themselves, of course, there are the bars and the clubs in the particular cities that might be hosting Freshers events. So naturally, you can reach out to those particular venues if you know that they're putting on extra nights for Freshers, and just adopt the same approach. Email them, just say you've got a few dates left for Freshers, make yourself sound like you're in demand, explain your musical styles, and see how they go about finding their DJs or if they've got any open slots. You will have to knock on several doors in order for one to be open, so please do not feel disheartened if you don't get the answer immediately that you are looking for. Alternatively, another route into such venues could be through promoters, because several promoters run specific Freshers events during this time of year. Now, the best way to find out who these are is via Facebook. Typically, where there is a university town, that particular university will usually have a freshers page set up on Facebook, and in these groups they are advertising these events, and from that you can normally gauge who the promoter is. And then as a result of finding that information out, I wouldn't reply necessarily directly on the page, but then try and find out who the promoter is, if they've got an email address, and then you can get in touch that way. But freshers is a great opportunity. And of course, if you DJ freshers and they think you're good, then it can lead to more regular work right the way through till Christmas. Now, of course, this isn't going to work if you're a mobile DJ, because this is specifically for nightclubs and bars. However, when it comes to Christmas, this is when all the mobile DJs really get booked up, because wedding season is kind of finished, and Christmas bookings, a lot of hotels will have resident DJs in place where they run Christmas parties constantly, and also as well for New Year's Eve. So if it was me, like now that wedding season is finished as a mobile DJ, I would be making inquiries with specifically hotels and big kind of conference centers that are running Christmas parties for big corporate organizations. Also as well, think of corporate companies. Big corporate organizations usually have big Christmas parties, big Christmas do's, and the planning and preparation for this usually happens months in advance. And so I would be reaching out to organizations and also hotels to try and pick up some extra mobile gigs. And with big corporate organizations, some of their Christmas parties can run as early as November, so pretty early in the day. I hope you found this video useful. Good luck on securing some extra gigs as we move into the final quarter of the year. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit the button over there. And if you haven't checked out my vlog from Croatia, which was a great week, then click up there, and I will see you in the next one.